The biggest news ever. Wiz has just been acquired. Well, accepted an acquisition offer from Google for quite a bit of money. I believe $32 billion. So this is the biggest news in the industry this week. Probably one of the biggest news stories of the year. They are being acquired by Google. Of course, there's due diligence and regulations and other thing that they need to work through. But Wiz has accepted the offer. This is not the first time that Google has offered to buy Wiz. In fact, they tried last year in July. They offered Wiz $23 billion, and there was some back and forth around that. But ultimately, Wiz turned them down, and probably because they thought they could get some more money. So you can see here, this is July of 2024. In an unprecedented shock announcement, a startup, Wiz has turned down a $23 billion acquisition offer from Google's parent company, Alphabet. So they turned down $23 billion, and what do you know? They ended up getting, I believe it's $32 billion for, let's see here. Yep, here you go. So Google today announced it has signed a definitive agreement to acquire Wiz Incorporated for $32 billion. So Wiz waited not even a year, and they got $9 billion more. So good on them. Wiz has been putting in a lot of work. I'm sure many of us are familiar with Wiz. The big question here is now that Wiz is going to be acquired by Google. So this is another push from Google. This isn't anything new. This really started around the time that they acquired Mandiant. Google also has a lot of security offerings that they've come out with over the past few years. Google SecOps being one of them, basically kind of an attack surface management and all around security operations platform. This continues to, Google, along with many other industry players, continue to push towards platformization, which the CEO of Palo Alto has been going on about for quite some time now. We've talked about it in the executive brief before, but some of the questions around it are, well, now that they're being acquired by Google, am I basically going to have to turn into a Google shop? How is this going to work in AWS or Azure? In the announcement here from Wiz, Asif Rappaport, CEO, I believe co-founder of Wiz, goes on to write that these things, there we go, get it out of there, goes on to write basically about what's going on. And there's a piece in here about how they want it to remain, multi-cloud. Basically, I think he's trying to stem the questions around, well, now is this all just going to be, am I going to be pushed into the GCP platform? Here you go. We both also believe Wiz needs to remain a multi-cloud platform so that across any cloud, we will continue to be a leading platform. We will stick closely with our great partners, AWS, Azure, Oracle, getting a shout out there, and across the entire industry. So, they're basically saying that, hey, yes, we're being acquired by Google. Google has 5 million different security offerings, but we're still going to, really have a focus on all the different cloud platforms.